Welcome aboard, everybody, to another episode of OG55 Live on this beautiful Sunday evening. I got the Italiano with me today. We're taking your questions, your comments. Up next, let's get it. Welcome aboard, everybody, to OG55 Live. It is cardigan season. You know, I just got back from a lovely dinner with Bob Iger and Dana Walden. Fantastic. Got the New York strip, you know, medium well. It's how OG does it, you know. Fantastic time with my peoples. But George, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Doing good. So cardigan sweater, it must be getting chilly out there. What is it down to the 70s?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. Here out here in Cali, that's like freaking, yeah, man. Anything like 70 and below, I'm not happy. I'm uncomfortable for sure.
Not a happy OG.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm doing quite well. I do apologize to everyone who was attending the live yesterday. I can't even say a little bit of a technical difficulty, but my computer basically crashed out on me. So without the computer, I can't join the live. So unfortunately, that didn't happen. But I do have to say, well, how can I put this? I have an angel looking out for me. So this is how I was able to be on with you all today and moving forward. So I'm really excited for it. I was very bummed out. I was wrapped up in anger and sadness and anxiety, all those Inside Out characters yesterday. So tonight I am just full of joy. So
there we go. So on brand. Dana Walden will be proud, George. Very, very proud. If you can let everybody home know where they could find you on social media, sir.
Absolutely. You could find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Disney George. You could also find me on Instagram under the Disney Italiano. And of course, you could find me right here on my home base at Orange Grove 55 with Citrus Corner, with all that sweet, juicy, but sometimes sticky Disney news and info.
Speaking of X, I am so glad and so relieved that Elon Musk took over Twitter and got the politics out. Because that Jack Dorsey, man, he was getting way too political. I am so glad Elon cleaned that up. Go ahead, George. I apologize.
No, just absolutely. I completely
I'm being
agree.
sarcastic, by the way. Go ahead, George.
Yes. But you could also now find me on Threads. Hopefully that kind of gets sorted out too. That with every little message that everyone wants me to be their boyfriend. Call me, I'm single, or text me, I'm single. That's all I'm getting on Threads right now. So hopefully the demographic of the Disney stuff starts pouring in. So
we'll see, man. We'll see. Yeah, Threads is a wild west too, kind of, right? It's been kind of crazy. All right, so we had a live show scheduled for last night. Unfortunately, like we said, the Italiano had some technical difficulties. He got something stuck in his computer. He had to call the ambulance. They had to get him out. No, I'm just kidding. No, in all seriousness, no, he did actually have some tech issues. So we had a couple super chats from last night we didn't get to touch. So we actually screenshotted those. We're gonna actually take those first, and then we're gonna dive into the rest of your comments today. So the super chats from last night, the one and only, right? Mr. Seymour Duck. We actually did a fantastic video. We just got done recording like 20 minutes ago with Seymour. We did a VTubers reaction video to a couple of VTuber videos, like music videos. Really interesting stuff. I'm not too familiar with VTubers and the whole Japanese thing. It's a new kind of industry out here in the West. But Seymour kind of helped us with that, and we kind of dove into it. Really fun stuff. Look for that video very, very soon. But Seymour here with a $10 super chat. Seymour, very generous, sir. We do appreciate you, brother. He says, all right, spill the tea. We know you guys were living the high life with Bob and Dana this weekend. Don't even try to deny it. Don't even try to deny the yacht adventures. We all remember Bob Iger being here last stream. Yes, Bob Iger was here last stream. He became a member, and I believe he even sent a super chat. So there we go. You know, that's how we do it over here, right, George? That's how we do it over here. Did you have fun on the yacht, by the way?
I did, actually. Yes. And especially like with all those super chats, you know, we can get into some of those Disney cruises along with the yacht. So
yeah, no, it was fantastic. It was fantastic. And Starship here says, "Where's Bob tonight?" I don't know. I'm not really sure. Hopefully he joins us. That would be fantastic if he did. It's good to see you, Starship. We appreciate you, sir. Matthew Murr with 10 euros all the way from the UK. Matthew is a friend here on the channel. Matthew, again, thank you so much for joining us. Do you believe, Matthew says, do you believe there's a stepped hierarchy on anti-Disney sentiment? From just being desperate for a new CEO to being exceptionally disillusioned that they actively want Disney to go out of business. Okay, so here is the thing, okay? The people who are actively wanting Disney to go out of business, for me, that seems very vindictive because I think a lot of that is rooted in the culture war. I say this all the time, Matthew, but I firmly believe this. I think it's a lot of it is vindictiveness. Bob Iger is progressive. Bob Iger is woke. He's spearheading woke stuff in these movies. Therefore, Disney has to go down. That's the mentality with a lot of this stuff. It drives me crazy. I think it's annoying. I'm tired of the culture war. I really am. It's the thing that we have to recognize as something that's actually out there. I don't think the everyday person is wishing Disney to fail. I don't think the average fan is wishing Disney to fail. I think this is a very small minority that just don't like Bob and his politics, and they just, you know, you got to punish Bob, right? You got to punish Bob. Starship here says the Disney haters are just hating because it makes them money.
I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you...
Yeah, no, it's, hey, Starship, hating Disney is a lucrative business. You know, Big Mouth's bad is an industry in and of itself. Believe me. And to be honest with you, Starship, the last people that want Disney to really go under are the people making money on people being mad about Disney. Let's be honest, because they make a lot of money from Disney being around and kind of feeding them, you know, content, so to speak. So they might, you know, they don't want Disney to go out of the picture completely. They want Disney to limp along just enough so they can kind of mooch off of Disney's name, so to speak. But George, what are your opinions on this, brother? I can't believe 5 minutes in and we're getting this spicy already.
I know, it's so unlike us.
Look at Matthew, man, coming through with the spiciness. Go ahead, George.
Yeah, I feel like the typical fan, or as you call them, OG, the soccer moms, you know, that, you know, they just like look for Disney as entertainment wise. You know, it's like you take your kids to the movie theaters, you see a Disney movie, or you go on vacation, you go to the parks and what have you. They don't look at it as this widespread kind of thing that, you know, Disney is this doom and gloom company that's going woke. And it's like, okay, let's like nitpick and dissect every little thing out of these films, nitpick and dissect everything out of these parks of what they're replacing and what they're taking out. And it's like, again, kind of like with the Rivers of America being taken out for the Cars area, which a good friend of ours and good friend of the channel, Jack from DSNY, just did a recent video. Shout out to Jack from DSNY, which I did watch. It was a phenomenal video, which essentially I would love to react to that for an upcoming video.
We got to get Jack back on the channel. Is what we got to do.
Definitely, yes. But he kind of breaks it down that the Cars revenue was over $21 billion. And 19 billion out of that 21 billion came from merchandise. So why wouldn't Disney want to capitalize on that? It has nothing to do to say, okay, yeah, let's remove the Rivers of America because we want to get rid of everything of like, you know,
Americana or, you know, yeah. I don't think that's the case. I really don't. But yeah, it's more about money than anything else. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there is a culture war element to this whole thing, Matthew, unfortunately. It honestly, it drives me crazy. But look, most fans are not like that. Most fans want Disney to succeed. Most fans are rooting for Disney. They want it to do better. And look, there's always a place for criticism. You know, George and I have been very, very critical of Josh Giamaro for many, many years. You know, I was very critical of not just Josh, but even a lot of how Bob Iger handled the transition between him and Chapek, you know, like a few years ago. There's a lot to critique here with the Walt Disney Company, but when a lot of people get out there and they're just sort of endlessly grinding the negativity day in and day out, and every day is a new Disney scandal, it gets a little old. People get tired of it, and you tune it out. Look, the thing is that you kind of get desensitized to the Disney disaster news every single day. If it was mixed in with some positive stuff a little bit, the negative news would hit harder. But if you keep reporting that Disney doomed every day, Monday through Friday, every day of the year, people just tune it out. Okay, here we go again, another Disney disaster. It gets a little boring, in my opinion. But you know, people have the right to make whatever content they want to make, and that's their prerogative. I don't believe in censoring people like that. If they want to complain about Bob Iger every single day, that is their right to do so, and they should be able to do that. That's how I see it. I just don't want to do that. I don't find that pleasurable or fun. I like to nerd out and talk about stuff and have fun and speculate and criticize along the way constructively. All right, let's rock and roll. We got CSRS. Do you think Disney will aim for a new Tomorrowland for the 80th anniversary in 2035, or would it come sooner? Well, I don't know. 80th is what, a decade away, George?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I think the priority right now is obviously Avatar, right? I think that, oh man, I don't know. Yeah. I mean,
I have a question for you. I'm actually very good question for CSR. So the more I'm thinking about this, that seems quite interesting, because what is Disney doing with Disney California Adventure right now? They're working on what's already within the park before moving into the Disneyland forward space for the Simba parking lot.
right.
After they're done with the inner space of DCA, could they potentially move over to Disneyland and work within that inner space before moving into that plot of land for Disneyland Forward with the Stitch parking lot and the Lilo parking lot? So within a 10-year space, with all this, because we have to think too, everything that was announced at D23 was only the first 5 years out of the 10. So we still have another back end, another 5 years. So depending on what the 5 years, you know.
Well, and we're seeing work being done right now at Disneyland at the Pixie Hollow area. There's construction walls, which also kind of bleed over into where that the mechanism for the Astro Orbiter is, right? That's now behind a larger construction wall. We are hearing that that's going to be that section is going to finally be addressed, right? So maybe, I don't know, maybe there is some sort of new Tomorrowland coming sooner than we think. Who knows? You know, and this is sort of the beginning of that. We just don't know. Bob Iger is in the house. Bob Iger is in the house. There he is. Bob, I'm wearing your favorite cardigan, as always, sir. He says here, had an amazing weekend with the OG55 crew. Excited for our next meeting. Absolutely, absolutely. Always good to see you, Bob. Always good to see you. And our next question or comment comes from Dragon Blood, which I absolutely love. Your name, Dragon Blood, and your profile icon. Always, always awesome. Regarding Villains Land, do you see not only, but 2 Maleficent Dragon animatronics for both attractions? I think the second attraction will utilize the same tech as Avengers and Peter Pan, but I think it would not only have screens, but animatronics, physical sets, and elements alongside state-of-the-art special effects. It's possible, Dragon Blood. It's possible. But for me personally, I think the Villains E-Ticket Dark Ride experience that we're going to get in Villains Land is going to be bigger than that. I think you can expect something more along the lines of a Rise of the Resistance attraction with giant animatronics. That's kind of where my mind is at with this. Could be totally wrong, but George, you're more of the Florida guy. What do you think, brother?
I do have to say, I do agree with you. I think that we're going to get a state-of-the-art Maleficent Dragon audio animatronics, something much superior than what they're working on for Phantasmic. I think this is going to be something that is something brand new that we never seen before. But as I said, this is villains. I want grit. I want rawness. I want blood. I literally want that dragon to literally spew out fire, that it actually gives us third-degree burns where we need to have skin graft, like skin, like taken off our ass cheeks to repair everything up here.
So pack your aloe vera, everybody. Okay, just get ready. No, just kidding. No, but yeah, no, go
in
ahead,
all
George.
seriousness, I do think with Villains Land, I feel like that this is a daunting task that even I think not even Damaro really knew how big and how much that the fans really craved the villains. But when it was showcased at D23 back in 2022, and how that the room just erupted, and then he got to see it again on a bigger scale at the Honda Center.
Oh man, I mean, we were there, bro, and that Honda Center, like, just it was deafening. I mean, the amount of like screams and stuff that we heard from that Villains Land announcement was nuts, bro.
Absolutely. Nuts. And there's no small task for this. If they're going to do this, they need to go big. And what a way to use like state-of-the-art technology with utilizing screens at some point, but also utilizing audio animatronics, special effects, even just throughout the land. That would be phenomenal. And we did break down the Hey Bricky video. Shout out to Bricky.
Yeah.
Does also amazing content. But he was saying that it looks like there could potentially be 3 attractions in the land, despite even though Damaro only mentioned 2. I do think the 2 that was shown, like in what he calls the cauldron, I still think that is the same roller coaster that is shown. I think that they're going to have that roller coaster actually be part of the land itself.
Yeah, where it weaves in and out of the land. That would be really, really dope. Really, really dope. Now, we do have 2 other creators in the house. We got Late Night with Cap podcast, JT, and oh man, I'm choking on myself. We have Late Night with sorry guys, Late Night with Cap podcast, JT. We also have the Rogue Attraction. Gentlemen, welcome. They are both on YouTube, so make sure you check those gentlemen out. Let me see here. Okay, so Matthew Murr here. Oh, actually, before I move on to Matthew, I wanted to make one point actually about the Villains e-ticket. What I would love to see, not the roller coaster, but like the big e-ticket experience. Could you imagine if they do a Rise of the Resistance level attraction for Villains? You know, when you go in on Rise of the Resistance, when you turn that corner and then you see the big AT-AT walkers?
Yes.
Can you imagine being in one of those vehicles and you see a giant Maleficent? You're going under... Bro, you look up, that's the belly of the dragon and shit. Like, that would be incredible.
See, if that's what the concept art is referring to, that would be really cool.
That's what I'm saying, man. There's a lot of potential here, Disney. Don't blow it. Don't blow it. You can do a lot here. Let's put all the money into this and make it hit. You know what I'm saying? Matthew Murr, all the way from the UK, says, do you believe Disneyland's small size compared to the Magic Kingdom to be a blessing in disguise? In a lot of ways, Matthew, yes, it is. You know why? Because it forces Disney to get more creative. Okay. We have the stretching room in the Haunted Mansion because of the size. It was a necessity to get people under the berm and into the show building, right? So that small size of Disneyland caused the Imagineers to kind of create something really cool, like the stretching room. Same thing for Indiana Jones Adventure. The reason why our queue area is so long and you kind of feel like you're walking through this temple and really exploring something, same thing. We had to get you outside the berm and into the show building. So the small size and those limitations have actually opened up a lot of creative opportunities at Disneyland. So in a lot of ways, I do think it has helped. I think Disney has gotten lazy with Walt Disney World. Unfortunately, they gotten really lazy. And I think the blessing of size has gotten into sort of this thing where it's like laziness, where they just plop things down now. That size restriction has fostered a lot of creativity over the years at Disneyland. And unfortunately, because Magic Kingdom and because Disney World in general has so much space, it's not really utilized the same way out there. And that's sad to see. That's really sad to see. But what say you, George? Do you think it's a blessing or maybe a curse or a little bit of both?
So before I answer that, I actually do want to go back because I do want to mention something, because I too also believe the notion that sometimes Walt Disney World can just kind of be a little bit lazy because of the blessing of size and everything.
Yep.
However, it was brought to my attention actually today by watching Jack's video, which he does bring up a good point, which I didn't really put two and two together until I watched it, that because of the issues that they're going with the water management district,
Right.
with they have 90 days to comply with what is going to be the replacement, what are they going to do for all this. That also plays part in the fact that even though Walt Disney World has a lot of land, there are certain places that they are allowed to build and not allowed to build because of also part, I guess, of the agreement with the state of Florida that they were going to leave so many acreage and percentage of land for the natural
Like habitat or whatever.
habitats, exactly. And because of the water levels and everything, so of what is deemed to be used as construction or not. So after hearing that, it did make me think the fact that there is a possibility that, you know, Disney World does have a little bit of laziness to it, but also in the same fact that they may have, even with more land, bigger issues that they would have to tackle.
You mean Magic Kingdom? There's laziness, or you mean Disneyland?
Well,
There's laziness.
No, Magic Kingdom. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, Disneyland. I feel like that they, because of the smallness that of the park itself, that they have to kind
Like
of
work
finagle.
around.
You know, they have to work around it. Yeah, and it's but I do think that Magic Kingdom for Walt Disney World in general just has a lot of obstacles as well because of, you know, with water levels and stuff like that.
Well, like for example, is you take Galaxy's Edge and you take Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, right? We have a very small footprint here for Disneyland. How do you fit a 14-acre Star Wars land in Disneyland? You know, well, you have to get creative, right? So they took away the petting zoo, the Big Thunder Ranch, barbecue place, and a lot of like backstage stuff, right? But they fit it in, you know, 14 acres, you know, an extra 14 acres at Disneyland, they fit in with really losing very minimal amount of stuff, right? And same with Runaway Railway. We lost mostly just backstage buildings, right? So Disney was again forced to sort of think outside the box a little bit and sort of get creative. Where at Disney World, they kind of took the lazy approach, right? With like Galaxy's Edge, it was just they were just replaced. What is it? It was Catastrophe Canyon, if I'm not mistaken, right? The tram tour and all that. Yeah, they just got rid of that. But it's like, but that was a cool element of that park, though. You know what I'm saying? And then Runaway Railway, don't even get George started on that. You know, that'll probably take over the whole live if you get me on that tangent. Yeah, so I just feel like there's just not that same kind of like creative workarounds that you're seeing at Disneyland, and I wish there would be. My heart is here in California for sure. You know, I'm a Disneylander, you know, 100%. But I'm a Disney fan, though. I love this company. I love what Walt Disney, what he set for us and gave us. You know, I want all these parks to do really, really well. And I would love to see Disney start getting serious again with Disney World and start giving Disney World the same amount of love and care that they give Disneyland. And you know what? There's a lot of cool stuff on the horizon for Walt Disney World, like Villains Land, where, you know, we talked about various things. So let's follow through, Disney. Let's follow through and really knock this out of the park. No pun intended.
Yes, absolutely. And before we move on really quick, just to all the Floridians out there, I just want to just give a shout out to say, stay safe for the upcoming Hurricane Milton that is going to be impacting the state, especially off of the back of Hurricane Helene. So to everyone that's on vacation down there or that is residential, just because we have friends down there also. So everyone just stay safe out there and stay protected.
100%. I know JT's down there, I believe, and Rogue Attraction definitely is, and everyone that we know in Florida, everyone in Florida, stay safe, get prepared, stock up, whatever you stock up on. But yeah, our hearts go out to you. Absolutely. This is going to be a big one, you guys. Milton is going to be a bad one. So just buckle in, and hopefully everyone stays safe. We're praying for you. Dragon Blood here says, I think it'd be better if they updated Fantasyland just like they did with Disneyland's. Some Fantasy Spring stuff would be cool though. Yeah. I mean, well, you know, Disney Magic Kingdom, their Fantasyland's weird. I think the new Fantasyland stuff, the new Fantasyland stuff is fantastic, but then they left a lot of the outdated, like, medieval stuff in there. Like, do the job and do it all the way through, you know? Unfortunately, they really didn't. And can we please get a proper Small World in Magic Kingdom? Like a proper Small World with the facade? Come on, Disney, come on. Cameron Dolphin here says, could there possibly be a Pixar Pier expansion, like including Remy's Ride or some other Pixar movies? Well, the rumor is that we're going to get Coco, that Coco boat ride will go into Pixar Pier. So, I mean, technically, I guess that's kind of an expansion of capacity, I guess. But in terms of like expanding like the footprint, I don't see it. I think we're likely to see other things pop up. I think Pixar Pier is very much what I'm trying to say. I think Pixar Pier is very much a relic of the Chapek era, and I think things are changing at Disney for the better, in my opinion. But what say you, George? Do you think we could possibly see Pixar Pier expanding its footprint, or?
I can possibly see, I don't know as far as like the pier aspect goes, but as far as utilizing the Pixar IP, I could possibly see it wrapping around eventually in time, and removing Paradise Gardens. I think they would utilize Pixar. We talked about it many times because we thought that that's actually where Coco was going to go, with the removal of the Silly Symphony swings, the Golden Zephyr, Goofy Sky School, Jumpin' Jellyfish, which again, I think in time, eventually that area will probably be rethemed. And I think to kind of stay into the theme of like adjacent to the pier, I don't think it'll be pier-like quality, but I do think that they would utilize the Pixar IP. Okay,
that's fair. That's fair. Cameron follows up with, if you could bring Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind coaster to Avengers Campus, but theme it to a different hero, who would you pick? You know what would be a dope ride, actually? Ant-Man. And as you go through this coaster, things shrink and get big around you. Like you go through certain things and wouldn't that be dope, dude? Like you go through and some of it looks really small, like you're all tiny, and all of a sudden you turn the corner and you're zooming through and everything's like massive, and you're like, you know, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
That would work out because the whole storyline with Cosmic Rewind, you go through like the different portals and stuff. So the portals, in the sense for Ant-Man, would be to actually, you know, shrink and, you know, grow big again, you know, or grow oversized, you know, so you can get different perspectives. That's interesting. I didn't think of that, but that could actually work.
It could, and then they can put like a little hidden Bugs Land like reference in there, like a little homage to the land that used to be there or something. That'd be kind of fun. Like a little Heimlich somewhere that you can only see like in certain perspectives. You know, I think that'd be a lot of fun. But what hero would you do? Would it maybe like Black Panther, or, you know,
with that
X-Men maybe? I don't know.
With that ride vehicle, I'm trying to think. Like with the type of technology that they can do, I would probably say maybe do something with Iron Man.
Okay, I'm down for more Iron Man. I'm down for that. There's potential there. There's potential with that ride system. Now the ride system is
Doctor Strange.
Oh, see, Doctor Strange would be cool. Actually, I wanted them to do Tower of Terror as Doctor Strange. That would have been sick.
That would have been interesting.
Because you could have had like projection mapping, and you could have had a really trippy drop sequence, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would have been really, really cool, you know? But we got Arlene, member for 1 month. Arlene, thank you so much for being a member. We do appreciate you, Arlene. It's always good to see you in the chat. Happy Sunday, guys. Thanks for the amazing content. Thank you so much. Happy Sunday to you, Arlene. I hope you're enjoying it. Hope you are enjoying it. Dragon's Blood here says, imagine racing through a child's bedroom on an Ant-Man Cosmic Rewind. That would be cool. I know, right? I'm telling you, that would be money right there. You know, that would be really, really dope. And let me see here. Give me 1 second, everybody. Let me just go ahead to we got one comment here from Shane Narani, and Shane is here saying, if you were to make a perk and you had a hub and 4 land, no, I'm sorry, if you were to make a park and you had a hub and 4 lands, what would you put in it? I would make Traverse Town as my hub with Agrabah, Atlantis, Mount Olympus, and Disney Afternoon as my land. That's interesting. So, like with Agrabah, Atlantis, and Mount Olympus, I feel like this would be very much like a Heroes and Legends kind of park, Shane. That would be kind of dope. I know you won George over with the Disney Afternoon stuff. Yes. I would love to see Disney Afternoon much more represented in the parks. I know there were talks about actually taking Cartoon Spin and making that a DuckTales attraction, which I love me some Cartoon Spin, but I wouldn't be mad about that. I love DuckTales, but you could make a really dope adventure, a nice, cool little D+ e-ticket adventure with DuckTales. But what say you, George? What are your thoughts on this, brother?
For me, yeah, it definitely strikes as like a heroes kind of park, which I do believe at some point they were thinking of doing that, even with Hollywood Studios, to have like a heroes and villains kind of aspect where one part of the park was light, the other part was dark. This was like back in the day, like it was just in talks, it was just circulating. I'm for sure it probably was just rumors, but I thought that was really cool. But they kind of utilized that same aspect now coming with the Disney Destiny cruise ship. But yeah, I think but Disney Afternoon, it's like I wish that they would just incorporate more of that into Toontown. I love Disney.
It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. You could actually, though, if you wanted to, and I know a lot of fans might get upset with this, but you could like some of these properties, these IP in Disney Afternoon would actually fit in some other lands as well, though. Like you could easily put Tailspin in Adventureland. I think that franchise would work really well in Adventureland. You know, so there's a lot you can do with those cartoons, and they've stood the test of time over 30+ years. Come on, Disney, let's show a little love to Disney Afternoon. And Teo here says, "OG said money." You are absolutely right, Teo. Oh, that bread's so yummy. All right, let me see here. Oh, we got Starship coming in with the unpopular opinion. I don't care for the Disney Afternoon.
Get out. I'm just kidding, you Starship. But I am curious though. But being that you said that, I'm just curious. Like, what don't you like about it? Where is it never just your cup of tea? Was it just not like? Is it something that you wouldn't like to see in a theme park environment? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I am too. Oh, well, there we go. Here, I'm gonna come back to you, Shoshona.
Okay.
That makes sense because there are some animation like cartoons or what have you that came after me or after my time that I don't get. Like I don't get the whole Phineas and Ferb thing at all.
I don't get any cartoons nowadays. Like it's like completely like out of my realm. Like kids today understand it, but I don't.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like I get that, Starship. If it's not your generation, sometimes it doesn't hit the same. So I totally understand what you're saying with that. Neovision, his comment is tied to Shoshona, so we're going to do both of these. But Neo says, I think Hey Bricky got it right when he mentioned it would be a good idea to create a Coco themed street in Hollywood backlot. It fits with California because Cali history. Neo, completely agree with you, brother. Like we actually did a reaction video to that very Bricky video. We did a reaction to it, and we love that idea. That would be amazing, you know. Unfortunately, I don't think that's the direction that they're going with, though. I think it's gonna be Pandora. I think that's where they want Avatar to go for some reason. But man, that would be dope, dude. To have a whole little street, you know, with like, you know, Mexican like street vendors for food, the mariachis, the beautiful architecture. I would love it. But George, any thoughts on this, brother?
Yeah, like we definitely reacted to Hey Bricky. We definitely agreed with him. We were even talking about this even before Bricky actually did his video for us to react to it. We always thought of adding a Hispanic, Latin kind of Mexican culture, you know, whether it was with Coco, with Encanto, the Three Caballeros, you know, so to add like a little Mexican kind of street fair village kind of thing. I don't know why Disney wouldn't utilize it on that. I mean, I'm still very excited for the attraction, but I feel like that Coco is one of those. Again, it's my favorite Pixar film of all time thus far, and I just feel like it's doing it injustice to just have an attraction, because just as you have said, OG, many times, when Tomorrow puts this up to par with like Pirates of the Caribbean and the Haunted Mansion, it's like you kind of have to go balls to the wall with that.
You do, and he did. Tomorrow did compare this to Pirates of the Caribbean, so and that's why I don't really love the idea of putting this Coco Dark ride on the pier, because the pier is the opposite of Pirates. It's not even really themed. It's just decorated. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to be on that pier, and then you're going to go into this heavily immersive themed boat ride on par with Pirates. It just doesn't feel right for me personally. Shona here says, Bricky is dialed in on the breakdown of Disneyland Forward. Oh, he is. Bricky is up to the channel. We absolutely love that, man. We really do.
We do.
We have done so many reaction videos to Shona on his content. If you haven't seen our reactions, check it out. But Bricky is the man. He's absolutely the man. Lucas and Disney is in the house. Friend of the channel. Lucas, it's always good to see you, sir. $10 super chat. Very generous, sir. We do appreciate you. Tencent company wants to buy Ubisoft after the company lost massive money from Star Wars Outlaws. Chipmaster from X said Disney should outbid to buy Ubisoft. Do you agree Disney should take the initiative? I'm not really tapped into the video game world, but I don't think they should, Lucas. And the reason why, they've already spent billions of dollars for a stake in Epic Games. So I kind of think that's where I think that's the direction Disney's going to go in with the gaming. Okay. Again, I'm not an expert on the gaming stuff. It's not really my forte, but I think that Disney has already sort of put their flag in the Epic game thing. And I think they're going to kind of stick with that. So that's kind of my feeling on it. What say you, Italiano? Do you think they might have target Ubisoft or?
Yeah, I'm just like you right now. I'm not like really the target demographic with the gaming industry, especially today's games. It's just not my cup of tea. However, I do believe that Disney is more eyeing Epic Games. I don't really think that they're gonna look anywhere further, but I could be wrong. But I think they're gonna work out something with Epic Games first before, jumping into other pawns, sort of.
Yeah, because I think correct me if I'm wrong, Lucas. I think they've invested like $8 or $9 billion into Epic. I think that's.
I think it was something around there.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of the direction they're going to go into. But it's interesting. It is interesting. Thank you so much again, Lucas. We do appreciate you. Slimer, we got Slimer in the house. Slimer, it's always good to see you, brother. Slimer says, but how about that Alien Land concept art revealed by WDWNT? I saw that, dude. That looked amazing. That would be perfect, I think, for Disney's Hollywood Studios. Either you have permission to get a little edgier, to get a little scarier in Hollywood Studios. And plus, let's get some representation here from other studios. Like, I think it'd be cool to bring a lot of the Fox stuff into that park. It feels appropriate for Hollywood Studios, but man, I saw that art. I thought it was really dope. I would love to see something like that in Hollywood. What say you, George?
Yeah, especially since Alien was represented in the Great Movie Ride. I believe one of the greatest Disney theme park attractions of all time that they mistakenly replaced with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Sorry, had to go there. So Alien was slightly represented in the parks and in Hollywood Studios, and I feel like that it can make a comeback in the sense. But I mean, if they decide to go that route, and Hollywood Studios would give them that edge to utilize those Fox properties.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Fox, like, that's the park you put it in is Hollywood or DCA. I think Fox stuff works in DCA too. Dragon Blood here says Aliens, Predator, Planet of the Apes would fit perfect in Hollywood Studios. Completely agree. Actually, Planet of the Apes would actually be pretty cool in Animal Kingdom too. Shoshona here says and I've got total respect for Bricky's content and OG55's breakdown. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you, Shoshona. Welcome to the OG55 family. We appreciate you 100%. Now we have Lucas here with some video game stuff, because again, I'm not tuned in, tapped into the video game world. He's saying, honestly, Disney's investment in Epic Games and Fortnite is just a quick cash grab. And I don't think it should be considered a long-term project. That's interesting, bro. I didn't see. That's fascinating. I'm not really into this world, but that's fascinating. And then Dragon Blood here says Star Wars Outlaws didn't do so great at all. Disney be investing more into Fortnite and Epic Games. So yeah, it's fascinating, bro. Yeah, I've heard that about Star Wars Outlaws. I heard it kind of flopped, to be honest. And the parent company is not doing great. So we'll see. Starship 824, bring back the great movie ride. It's literally all IP. It fits the mandate. Okay, rant over. George, I mean, how perfect is the great movie ride? You can literally swap the IPs out like every decade or so.
You could. You literally could. It's basically like like dresser drawers. Like you could just like keep on like rotating like what you put in them, and it's like it would be perfect. And it's like you could change the ride, you could change the experience, you could change the IPs, the storyline, and it's like it's a shame because I feel like that Disney would have kept that ride had everything gone through with the Fox deals before they decided to can it. I really do. And I know it probably cost a lot of money with the maintenance and the upkeep and stuff, but again, with the technology used today, they could have updated that and it would have been, I think, honestly, the crown jewel of Hollywood studios, because for the longest time, it was one of the crown jewels of Hollywood studios.
Here's an idea. What if they bring back the great movie ride, but here's the caveat, but they make it Muppets, the great Muppet movie ride. Right. Yeah. Where all the Muppets kind of recreate cinematic scenes, basically cinema history, right? So you can have like the Muppets recreating the scene from The Lion King with Simba being held up and stuff like that. I think that would be really, really cool.
And there was concept art that Imagineers were working on, something like that. And that would kill two birds with one stone, because you can bring back a formation of the great movie ride. And it also solidifies a place for Muppets to still continue on the legacy in the Disney parks.
Yeah, no, 100%. And we have a new member in the house. Hold on. I'm actually gonna give him Ronan some love right now. Give me a second, everybody. I got a drop for Ronan. It'll be just a second if you bear with me here. Oh man, I can't find my drops. Well, Ronan, thank you so much for becoming a member. And Ronan actually has some great concepts. I gotta talk to Ronan and see if we can work something out. Maybe he can come on the show, George, and we can talk to him about these concepts. But he's got a lot of great ideas. Actually, I'm not sure if you're a he, Ronan. I do apologize. Ronan has great ideas, but we will see if we can maybe get him on the show to discuss those said ideas. But again, thank you so much for becoming a member. And we got Lucas in the house again, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Lucas. I do appreciate you, sir. We all appreciate you here at OG55. Replace Dumbo attraction.
Really quick, OG. Just want he's a he.
Okay, thank you, Ronan. I do apologize. Okay, so Ronan, yeah, we'll keep in touch and maybe we can get you on the show and talk about some of your ideas, because I thought they were pretty interesting. Lucas here says replace Dumbo attraction in Toontown for Runaway Railway transfer and remake Great Movie Ride version 2 and add new gen movie attractions. Yeah, that's the way to do it. You take the Great Movie Ride and you put new movies in there. You can even do I don't know, in Florida, with you guys have like a lot of rules with what you can do with Marvel, but you can have whatever Marvel property you can use out there in Florida. You can have maybe a Guardians of the Galaxy scene or something like that. You can have a lot of Fox properties in there. You can do so much with it. It's just
what I wish that Disney would do is down in Florida, replace the double Dumbo that's over at the Storybook Circus, right, and put a permanent full scale It's a Small World over there. That's where I would put It's a Small World.
Absolutely. We just lost the amazing Richard Sherman. That would be a great tribute and homage to him, yes, if they were to do that. So,
and Disney also another great tribute for Richard. Somehow, some way, incorporate that extra
lyric,
the lyrics that he added recently. That would be a love song to him. So Disney, make it happen.
Come on, Disney. Come on. Abigail is in the house. Abigail is in the house. She says here that would be a great idea with the Great Muppet Movie Ride. Yes, it would be so much fun. You could take all these iconic scenes from cinema history and recreate them with the Muppets. I mean, come on, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. We got Sam Chat in the house. Thank you so much, Sam Chat, for being a member. We appreciate you, sir. Sam Chat here says, do both of you wish you could travel back in time and experience America Sings? Number one. Number two, aside from Great Movie Ride, what other closed Disney attractions do you wish you can experience again? So in terms of closed Disney attractions, I would love to be able to experience Disneyland's People Mover again and just kind of go through that whole thing. I used to love that attraction. It's a total chill vibe kind of ride, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a vibe guy. So People Mover at Disneyland for sure. Do I wish I can go back in time and experience America Sings? Absolutely. I was not old enough to experience that really. I would love to experience that and kind of see the Splash Mountain animatronics kind of used in a different way. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I would do. What say you, George?
Yeah, I think anything that is retired, that no longer is there, I would love to go back and experience. You like America Sings, Mickey Mouse Review, Journey Through Inner Space, I believe is what it was called.
If you're gonna have a time machine, Sam, let's go balls to the wall, should we? Let's go to opening day 1955. Let's do it right. July 17th, right?
Yep.
Let's do it.
And honestly, we would probably alter the space-time continuum, because if I go back there, I would be so tempted to just walk up to Walt while he's doing his speech and like selfie.
Oh my gosh, the fabric of time in the universe is going to stretch. You're going to see an old video of the opening day speech. And you're just going to see OG's hair popping up in the crowd. What the hell is that? They did their hair like that back then, you know. We have Jay Brad. Jay Brad, always good to see you, sir. Thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate you. Instead of having the Great Movie Ride be about IPs, I would rather each section be based off of genres and involve spoof/tropes, and each section would have animatronics, screen, and live actors. What would you say about that, George? Would that be something that you'd be on board with, brother? Or not so much?
I never really thought of that. Quite interesting. I just don't know. I would be interested in something like that, but the bigger demographic, I don't know like how much of the target audience would go for something like that. Again, because you know, Disney always looks out for the bigger demographic, you know, and you know, they want the IPs that people can kind of recognize and relate to.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree. And Ronan here says, could Marvel Superhero Island at IOA become Pokemon? You know what? That would be the smart move, Ronan, because I know a lot of fans get upset with me when I say this, but I get it. Marvel is popular as a franchise. It is, but Universal's hands are tied with that franchise. They're never going to be able to build another attraction there. Disney is never going to okay that. So you have a dead end land that they can basically just spruce up and repaint over and over again. You know, I think it would serve Universal better to just give Disney those rights to Marvel, okay, and put a Pokemon in there. Pokemon is a gargantuan franchise. I mean, gargantuan. I mean, you put Pokemon in there, oh my gosh, man. And then now you have a franchise that you can actually expand. You can add attractions. You can't do that with Marvel. Why pigeonhole yourself into a property that you can't expand or do anything with? And I think Universal's smart. Universal has really, really smart leadership right now with Comcast. You know, they're doing some great things over there. I think they recognize that. I think they recognize that the Marvel thing has a shelf life over there because they're the inability to expand. So yeah, I think we're going to see that, Ronan. I really do.
I think for me, to take it one step further, I would replace Marvel with DC. I think DC is a better fit for Universal anyway. Let Disney have the full-on theme park rights for Marvel. And I still agree, I would put Pokemon in IOA, but where I would put it actually, I would replace Toon Lagoon. And
Interesting.
over there.
Yeah, Toon Lagoon has a lot of franchises that a lot of people have no idea about.
Yeah,
They're just not relevant. I mean, they're just not.
I was there this past summer, and Toon Lagoon, as much as Dudley Do Right Ripsaw Falls was very popular. I mean, it was almost like a 90-minute wait. But I think a lot of people were going on because it was hot. It was, the thrill of it. I don't know necessarily if kids know who Dudley Do Right is, and Brunhilde and Hagar and
I mean, do kids even know who Popeye is nowadays? Even, I mean, it's like,
I don't even know if people do. And the land itself was very outdated. There wasn't a whole lot of guest flow, and being that land has a lot of vibrant colors, they can make that an easy transition into Pokemon.
Interesting. Lucas here with the $10 super chat. Lucas, thank you so much, brother. We appreciate you. Really, really generous, sir. WDWNT and Capture the Magic has been posting rumors that Universal's been pushing Marvel Isle to be removed. Yeah, we reported on that not too long ago. What if it's one of the $17 billion project that Disney disclosed for D23 I mentioned? I mean, it's possible. They might be working out a deal, Disney and Universal, Like I said, I know a lot of fans don't see it that way, but there is a benefit for Universal to be able to open up that land to something that they can actually work with. Okay. To have a land where you can't expand or add anything to it is a dead end. And I get it. Oh, but Spider-Man. Yeah, but that ride system you can utilize for any property. You can make a dope ride with that ride system. It doesn't have to be Spider-Man, So yeah, I think that there is a lot of potential there, and I think Universal is going to tap into that. I really do. I think we are probably coming up on this because IOA needs a lot of work. George, you were just there with Slimer recently,
yes,
and they need to work on that park quite a bit. So
that park opened in 1999, and I tell you what, when you walk in it, it looks 1999.
Yeah, exactly.
The only part of the park that really doesn't is Wizarding World. Everything else you could see it's completely outdated.
Yeah.
Even I have to say, dare I say it, even the Jurassic Park area is very 90s, which don't get me wrong, I do love the Jurassic Park aspect rather than Jurassic World, aside from the Velocicoaster, but you could still see the outdatedness of it.
Yeah, 100%. Again, Lucas, thank you so much. You're really, really generous, sir. Thank you so much. We do appreciate you. And we got the one, the only. We got Janice Falcione in the house. Janice, it is always good to see you. Always, always good to see you. This is George's mom, everybody. George's mom is in the house. There she is. George's mom is in the house. Janice says here, hi, everyone. I would like to ask my dear son, George, the Italiano, where in the world did you get the knowledge with all this Walt Disney information? I'm just wondering because your mama sure knows. George, take it away, sir. Where'd you get it all?
Yeah, it's funny that it's funny because, yeah, with me, there was no one actually in my family that was a huge Disney fan, like that grew up going to the parks. Normally you hear people saying, okay, it was with tradition, and it passes down, and everything, but it didn't with me because my family never been to the parks. They knew of Disney, they didn't really go to the movies to see it, so I was more so the spearhead of everything. I started the revolution in my family that I got, everyone into Disney. So I guess it was just something that it just connected with me and that I wanted to. But this was the part she says, Mama sure knows, but this is what she wanted to continue to say.
There it is. Perfect. It is always good to see Mama Italiano in the house. Thank you so much for joining us, Janice. Always a pleasure. Let me see here. Give me 1 second, everybody. Let me see where I am. Oh, and Mama in the house, right there, Cassandra. Ronan, he says here, Universal should add another DreamWorks land based on probably Kung Fu Panda, The Wild Robot, and Prince of Egypt. Man, that would be cool. That would be cool.
Heavy. Those are some heavy hitters right there.
Well, first of all, Prince of Egypt is a gorgeous movie. Gorgeous movie.
Yes.
Wild Robot, I haven't seen it yet, but I have not heard a bad thing about it yet.
It's really good. I encourage everyone. Yes, I do have a Disney bias, but I have to say, when there's a good movie, there's a good movie. And
dude, one of my favorite animated movies of all time is American Tail.
Yeah,
it's not Disney. I think it's Amblin Universal.
Amblin.
Yes. Yeah. So, but go ahead. I apologize, sir.
No, and I was just going to say there are a lot of great movies that are not under the Walt Disney Company. American Tail is one of them. The Wild Robot, The Prince of Egypt. Actually, I even have to say, and I enjoy The Road to El Dorado. You know, that is another good movie I enjoy. So
look at you. Look at you. This man has taste. He has taste. What can you say? You know what I'm saying? No, absolutely. There's a lot of great non-Disney animated films out there, you know? So it's good to open your mind. Iron Giant is another one, you know?
Oh, yes.
Oh, amazing. Dragon Blood. What expansions could you see for Epic Universe? I can see Lord of the Rings and the Monsterverse, Godzilla and Kong. Those would be lands I could personally see. You know,
okay, Dragon Blood, I have to say, those are lands that should have been part of the original concept of Epic Universe. Because when you think of a title, when you're going to say something is epic,
right?
You have Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry, that is an epic franchise.
That's that franchise is the definition of epic.
Absolutely. And again, I love the Monsterverse. I actually like that with Godzilla and Kong. You could kind of incorporate. Actually, you could kind of incorporate a lot of the bigger monster factor, not like the classic monsters, but like, as you had mentioned, Godzilla, Kong, maybe bring Jaws back in a different way.
Oh, come on. That would be amazing, dude. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Actually, Universal has some really cool legacy IP they can really tap into. Back to the Future is another IP I would wish they would bring back. I don't know if Back to the Future is necessarily appropriate for Epic Universe. I don't think that's an Epic Universe property. It's more of a studio property, but I would love to see them bring that franchise back in an attraction. Cameron here says a Nintendo Land, Zelda, Pokemon, Kirby, Mario. Interesting. Zelda would be amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I think Zelda is eventually going to make its way into the Lost Continent, which is very bittersweet. I know that land needs something because it has absolutely nothing, but I am going to miss Mythos. I'm for sure they'll still keep the restaurant, but it'll be differently themed. I do hope that they keep somewhat of the menu because I'm sorry, Mythos is my absolute favorite restaurant on Universal Orlando property.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen pictures and stuff, and even the food looks fantastic. I mean, it looks like a really A+ experience. 100%. Lucas here says Men in Black should be replaced with Metroid Prime. That is an idea, dude. I like that a lot. That is an idea. That's awesome. I think it was Slimer who said that Men in Black is like one of the best shooter rides.
Yeah, in Central Florida. Yeah. Which actually I do have to agree with him. I mean, if you compare it to Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin over at the Magic Kingdom, no comparison.
Yeah, Disney doesn't have a great track record with shooter rides. I mean, I think Midway Mania is the best example, but I don't like Astro Blasters. I don't like Web Slingers, you know? Jay Brad here says Universal should do a blatant ripoff of Smuggler's Run, but make it Star Fox. Ooh, is Seymour still in the chat? Seymour Duck? I think he would like this idea. That's a fun one, Jay Brad. That's actually a really, really fun one. I like that idea. Starship, I love Toon Lagoon. Okay, that's fair.
Well, more so Starship. I basically wanted to take Toon Lagoon out because you didn't like my Disney afternoon. So.
There we go. There we go. George is a petty bitch. He really is, but that's what he does, you know? That's what he does. Mr. Seymour Duck here says, yo. Yeah, I told you, Seymour Duck would love the Star Fox thing. Absolutely love the Star Fox thing. Lucas with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Lucas. We appreciate you. Confiscate Mythos from George and turn it into Zelda Breath of the Wild food. Ooh. I know he'll know. What do you say about that, George? Would you be down for that?
Okay, wait, hold on. Wow.
Yeah, Lucas is definitely cooking. He's cooking. Yeah, he's cooking, dude.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. Breath of the Wild, that'd be fun, dude. I'm
Wow.
telling you, Zelda is a property that you can do in a theme park experience that would just blow minds.
Yes.
Zelda is a great property for Epic Universe, I think.
Yes.
That's epic.
As I said, that is a very good idea. I like that in general, but but no, you can't confiscate my mythos.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh, we got Jason Hill in the house, Mr. Jason Hill. Jason here says, if money wasn't an issue, would you want to live in a Disney community like Golden Oak or Cotino? I'm not sure I'd want that much Disney. Yeah, I see. I'm with you, Jason. Like, I'm a huge Disney guy, but I'm not one of these pass holders that go like twice a week and stuff like that. Like once a month is fine for me. I might even skip a month. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be immersed in it all the time. You know, I think it's kind of healthier not to be honest with you. I think it's healthier to kind of experience other things in life too. So plus I don't really want to live, it's just my personal preference, in Palm Springs. I like Palm Springs, but it's uncomfortably hot out there. I mean, a lot of the year. So I'm just, that's where Cotino is located, by the way. But
now, as far as like with Golden Oak, like here's the weird thing. I wouldn't mind living like on Disney property, and the reason why I say that, especially with Walt Disney World, because it is so big that you can live on property, but it doesn't necessarily feel like that it's like right in your face all the time. However, I have seen some of those houses in Golden Oak, and they are too bougie for me. Like
yeah,
it seems like you're walking into a museum. It's like you can't, like, I'd be afraid of touching anything and sitting on stuff.
George, come on. You're the Bob Iger, Dana Walden guy, man. Like you're out there on the yacht and everything, you know? And you're talking about bougie, man? No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not into the bougie stuff either, to be honest with you. Like I kind of like,
I'm okay with other people's bouginess. Like I can use people for their bouginess, but I don't like my own bouginess because then I have to like take care of it. Like when I walk away from someone else's bouginess, it's their problem.
you know, if I was bougie, I wouldn't be. I mean, if I was rich, I wouldn't be bougie. I'd be more like hip hop rich, like the beautiful women and like the fun cars.
Yes.
That's more of like my style for rich.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's more my thing. I don't like the bougie. Like we're gonna sit down in a fancy restaurant and like you can have it. I'm good. I'm good. Dragon Blood here says,
just give you your chicken tendies. You're good to go.
come on, man. Some chicken tendies, there's a mac and cheese. Maybe a grilled cheese sandwich, you know what I'm saying? I live on the edge, George, you know. I'm really I gotta slow down. Dragon Blood here says, we are really cooking with Universal. This is becoming a fun speculation. Yeah, it's fun. Universal has a lot of cool stuff that I think a lot of potential there. After Epic Universe opens, I think they can really do a lot with IOA and the studio park. So it'd be kind of fun to see how they kind of approach both of those. Lucas here says OG wants to live in Encino. Confirmed in Encino. Encino Man. Remember that movie Encino Man?
Encino Man. I remember Encino Man. Holy crap. That takes me back to the 90s.
Oh, yeah. I think he meant Cotino, but there is an Encino in California too, though. Sam Chat says here, did any of you experience alien encounter at Walt Disney World? Should it return, maybe based on alien movies, or was closing it for the best? What say you, the Italiano? Should it come back?
I think at the time it was kind of needed, you know, because it was at Magic Kingdom. I think if they would have moved it over to Hollywood Studios, it would have had a longer leg life. But I wish they would bring something back in that nature, because just to have something a little bit more heart pounding and thrilling. And this is where I kind of hope that they go the route with the villains, where not necessarily super scary, but I want something edgy. I want something where it's like total mind blowing.
Yeah, no, I agree. It would be cool to bring it back. And Lucas here says, yes, I was talking about Encino because you technically live in the West, place where rich people live in. yeah, it's funny. No, I mean, it's funny out here in Southern California. You do sometimes run into like celebrities and all kinds of stuff. I saw Lindsay Lohan once in Malibu, and it's weird. Abigail, OG wants to live in Japan. That is true. That is true. I'm not gonna beat the OG wants to live in Japan allegations. That is absolutely true. I would love to live in Japan. I would love it, love it, love it. Shane Narani, everyone, which show of Disney show would you like to see revived? Okay, so what would you want to see, like an old Disney show, like, come back?
Ooh.
Is there a show that you'd like to? You know what? I have an idea. How about the Mickey Mouse Club with all new kids? Like, you have a whole new kid, whole new generation. Bring the Mickey Mouse Club back.
Yeah. Good question. Now, this would probably be like unpopular, like in today's demographics, but OG, you probably know this because I mentioned this how many times. I loved the part of the classic Disney Channel in the 90s. I loved Dumbo Circus, Pooh Corner, The Adventures in Wonderland, Under the Umbrella Tree. Like those were my shows.
Okay, a funny story about Under the Umbrella Tree. This show is like 30 plus years old, okay? Or maybe even older. I don't even know. I used to watch it when I was a kid. There was an episode, George, that was it Iggy the iguana?
Iggy the iguana.
Iggy the iguana said, put your left shoe on first, it's good luck. When you put your shoes on in the morning, if you put your left shoe on first, it's good luck. That has stuck with me my entire life, and I have no idea why. And I live by that.
So with subconsciously, you just put on your left shoe.
Not even like all the time subconsciously. Like sometimes I'm actively thinking about like left foot, good luck.
That's something.
Isn't that weird? But here's the thing. I actually do have OCD. Like I was legit diagnosed. So it might be like my weird OCD kicking in. I've been doing that my whole life, bro. Ever since that stupid iguana said that, I always put my left shoe on first. It's crazy.
That's
Ben Zacuto here said, Ben, it's good to see you. And we love your Luca, your Luca profile pic. Can we get Moana and Stitch in a Pacific Islands land and Stitch parking lot? Chef's kiss, baby. We'd love that, Ben. Actually, you know what? You can do like a fantasy spring style kind of land, but for like the Pacific Islands. Dude, that would be incredible. What say you, George?
Yeah, I really like that idea. Like if you do a Pacific Islands because both Moana and Stitch are very popular. I mean, we're getting Moana 2, which is going to do gangbusters in the theater. And Stitch, who doesn't love Stitch? I mean, the Stitch merchandise is like at the wazoo as well. So it's like, that would be really cool. Because even though Moana is like, in the South Pacific and everything, I believe Lilo and Stitch is the only film that's actually based in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Or I should say probably Hawaii.
Yes. Yeah, no, that would be a great idea. I love that Pacific Island land. I actually, Adventureland sort of has some energy from that. And Adventureland is one of my favorite Disneylands. So I would love to see that expanded upon in a cool way over here in Disneyland. That'd be awesome. Neo Vision with a $10 super chat. Neo, thank you so much for the generous donation. We appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Since no Villains Land will be built in California, would it be a good idea of a Villains attraction in Fantasyland? Okay, here's the thing, Neo. Yes, I would love a Villains attraction in Fantasyland, but I wouldn't be so sure we're not going to get Villains Land. Remember, we have the Stitch parking lot for Disneyland Forward that we just acquired for theme park expansion. You could fit Villains Land there, but also don't count DCA out because we're getting Pandora in DCA. Now, they might retheme DCA to, say, Disney's Cinematic Adventure, right? They might retheme that whole park with Pandora moving in because they're the California thing, obviously, Pandora probably won't have anything to do with California unless the movies coming out do, which I don't know, very skeptical. But if they retheme DCA into a cinematic park, in theory, you can put Villains Land in that symbol lot. So I think Villains Land might come to California. It probably, if it does, will probably go into the Disneyland expansion. But if they retheme DCA, it might even go into DCA. We'll have to wait and see. And
I think that's why Disney is waiting too before jumping the gun and putting everything in the Simba parking lot. And this is where I kind of go back and forth with the notion that as much as I think it would be fitting to put Avatar in the Simba parking lot, I think they're going to fill in the footprints of the actual park itself right now with Hollywoodland. And the same goes, as I said earlier, with Disneyland. I
Right.
think where they may potentially start up something with Tomorrowland for maybe for the 80th anniversary. I mean, in 2035, so I definitely could see the potential, because in time, if Villains Land, when it opens in Magic Kingdom, if it is widely popular, which I know it's going to be, I'm for sure Disney wouldn't mind utilizing it, because guess what? It's less money to make two, you know?
Make two, make two. Cassandra here is asking, have you had good luck? I've had a lot of luck. I consider myself very, very blessed, Cassandra. I mean, no life is perfect. I have my share of stress, believe me. I suffer from anxiety quite a bit, but overall, very blessed life. I'm very appreciative for everything I got. I mean, shit, I got the Italiano in my life, you can't ask for more than that. You know what I'm saying? What about you, George? Have you had good luck?
Oh, absolutely. I've had a great life. I still have a great life. I'm just like you. I'm truly blessed and thankful that I have the life that I do, because there are people that are a lot less fortunate. And as much as I can, bitch, moan, and complain about small, insignificant things at times, when you look at the bigger picture, it's like, focus on what you have and not what you don't have. And I have a lot. As I said, I have you as my brother. We're doing this channel together. You asked me to be a part of it, which I'm totally grateful for. I have everybody, the support, of the people who are followers, listeners, watchers, members, however you want to spin it. Just a lot of great people in my life, and I'm, as I said, truly blessed and thankful.
Yeah. Excluding Michael Eva. Exactly. Screw that guy.
I love you, Eva. Love you.
No, we do. We love Eva. He's a great guy. Great guy. No, we have a fantastic family here at OG55, and our amazing audience in our community. It's just phenomenal. Yeah. Brian here. Thank you so much, Brian, for being a member, by the way. He says OG55 live. Yes. Let's go. We're going live. Sorry. I get a little excited with my song. I love that. I just love it. Cameron Dolphin here says, can Disneyland Forward get a Moana water ride or like a mountain coaster? Such great movie, needs a ride for sure. Yeah, Moana needs like an e-ticket.
It's funny that when we were at D23, when they started showing like the water raising up on the screen, I thought for sure we were going to get that Moana attraction announcement that was going to potentially go in Adventureland, and it wasn't. It was a false alarm. It was for the Disney Cruise Line.
Yeah.
Eventually we will get it in time for sure, especially after Moana 2.
Yes. And dude, I'm telling you, an attraction with that music, oh God, I even got goosebumps even thinking about it right now. That'd be crazy good. Jason Hill here says, let's speculate about Disneyland's After Dark event. Each year they do Sweethearts, Star Wars, and Pride. What do you think the other event will be this year? That's fast.
Jason, I'm telling you right now, I wish that they would bring back 90s night. I've missed it. They only did it once. I am so pissed. I'm still pissed. I'm even more pissed off than they took out the Great Movie Ride, that I missed 90s night at Disneyland.
Dude, it should be on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it still is. They had like a 90s fireworks show.
Oh my gosh, yes, they did. And they had the finale of Eye to Eye from a Goofy movie.
Woo!
I was, man, like, ugh.
Oh my God, dude. I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, that's a great question, Jason. That's a tough one, man. Like, what's Disney really into right now? Because you can kind of map this out by what Disney's kind of obsessed with at the moment. What are they kind of like leaning into at the moment? I don't know. I mean, this is a tough.
Yeah, Star Wars is true, because they always do Sweethearts. They always do Star Wars. They always do like Pride. So I'm trying to think of what the specialty one, like the out of the box one.
Maybe like a nostalgic Disneyland night or something would be kind of fun. Kind of play into the.
Was Disney Channel, right?
Last year was Disney Channel, which actually I heard a lot of people really like that event. Even people that don't really care for the Disney Channel like that event. So. It'd be interesting to see what they do this year. But maybe they'll do Disney Channel again. That's what Cameron is predicting. Disney Channel night will come back.
It's possible.
We'll see. We'll see. It says here, Shoshana says that the 24-hour parties were problematic for them. I would imagine. I mean, that people, gosh, I mean, it just, people get crazy when they don't have sleep. Abigail here says the 24-hour Disney was crazy, too crowded. Yeah.
See, I would love that. See, I live for that shit. See, like if it's too crowded, instead of walking through it, I'd just jump and just surf the crowd, like carry my body all the way down Main Street.
Dude, I wouldn't last a 24-hour Disney day. There's no way, dude. I'm in bed.
You're ready for bed at like 7:30.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, yeah, I'm like in bed like.
I remember. Quick little side story. So me, this guy, and Eva, we were at Disneyland, and we were trying to configure. We just got off of the train, and we came out to Main Street, and Ebba was wanting to close out the park, which at that particular night it was closing at midnight.
Yeah.
9:30, I think. And so OG didn't really know like how long we were staying. And when Ebba said, "Oh, I was planning on staying till like midnight," he went, "Oh no!" He went, "No, that's not going to work for me." He's like, I'm going to head back to the hotel." He said, "I'll catch you. I'll
catch you later." Yeah, I think that Mindy was with us that day.
Mindy was with us too. Yes, because you went back with her.
Yeah, Mindy and I were like, we're done. We're out. Cassandra and Grandpa OG. Exactly. When it comes to bedtime, I'm definitely Grandpa OG. That's for sure. Abigail here says, too many people would have to buy me dinner with how much they touched me moving through the crowds. Oh, I know, right? It gets very intimate. It's very like, you know. Jesse Adventure.
Walk out of there, light up.
And Jesse Adventure, thank you so much for being a member. We appreciate you, Jesse. They can have a special ticket event and call it Fast Pass Night. Good thing is you have to pay extra. That's good. That's clever. I like that a lot. We'll do one more, and then we'll skedaddle. J Brad here. My issue with Doofenshmirtz, is that how you say it? Doofenshmirtz?
Doofenshmirtz. Yeah.
Doofenshmirtz. Is that they tried to take stuff that is obviously part of an art style and literally translate it. They couldn't give him a realistic haircut, nose, and shit. Yeah. See, that's the thing. That's a very stylized cartoon, and it looks a little weird in the real world, you know?
Yeah.
It looks really, really weird. Oh, really, really weird. And the last and final comment of the evening is from Mama Italiano, Janice Falcione, the great OG55. Always a fun time with you and George. It's a pleasure to be in this house. God bless you both. And God bless you, Janice. We appreciate you so much for joining us. We had a really fun time tonight. We are definitely going to do another one of these very, very soon. I'm happy to hear. Wishing all the success with Disney Adventures. Well, thank you, Cassandra. Appreciate you. Really do appreciate you. And always good to see George's mom. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Brian, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. George, we're going to close it out, but if you could let everybody home know where they can find you on social media, sir.
Absolutely. And great live, everyone. Like, this was a very lengthy one, and we love it. The more you guys ask questions and keep up the conversation, you know, we love it. You know, we thrive for it. And but yeah, before I do, I just also want to give out a little mention. I know this is further on, but I wanted to get this out because that way, you know, whoever would like to attend, you know, you can mark down your calendars right away. But starting in 2025, the Italiano is going to be out at Disneyland for his big 3-5. Yes, I'm going to be at Disneyland for my 35th birthday, which is on a Saturday.
Crazy.
However, on Sunday, I was talking to OG about it, and I was kind of throwing it at him that could possibly be for our second OG55 meetup on the Italiano birthday weekend. I mean, come on. So for everyone who would be possibly, I know it's so far along, but if you want to mark your calendars, keep it in mind. August 24th, 2025 for the second OG55 meetup.
Yep, we'll be there. We will be there. Obviously, we have a lot of time between now and then, so we're going to give more details and, you know, but, you know, just keep it in the back of your head. The second annual OG55 meetup is coming. George, where can the good folks at home find you on social media, sir?
Absolutely. You can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Disney George. You could also find me on Instagram under the Disney Italiano. And of course, you can find me right here on my home base at Orange Grove 55 with Citrus Corner with all that sweet, juicy, but sometimes sticky Disney News and Info.
There he is. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. We love our OG55 family. Always a good time. We're definitely gonna do more live shows. Right now we're really low on the news. We're in between the D23 Expo and then them actually starting construction. So you're going to see more content from us, but it'll probably be more reaction videos and things like that and live shows. So we're going to definitely have more live shows, but thank you all for joining us today on this fine Sunday evening. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, everybody. Don't work too hard, and see you later. Bye-bye.